Hello guys, this is White Wolf. We're going to be going live and I wanted to talk about our psychic intuition and respecting our free will and really just following what we're being called to and following the alignment set before us, and also just allowing ourselves to really call in the energy of the future, and also really just be comfortable with our gifts and be comfortable with sharing and be comfortable with putting yourself out there and really stepping into roles of leadership and really not being afraid to honor your free will and to not allow the mirrors or the illusions to get in the way of what you're trying to bring forth within this reality. Just know that you're here to live the life of your dreams and you're here to follow your psychic intuition, and allowing yourself to follow your psychic intuition is really coming into balance with your gifting and really just flowing with your gifting and learning how to play with it and learning how to find ways to put yourself out there to where you're able to be of service in a much greater way than you are right now. So when you're coming into service and you're coming into this psychic intuition and the energy becomes very strong and vast, and there's this sense of growing and elevation and allowing yourself to do what you need to do to be of service. How you can be of service in many different ways, and knowing that the labor is your love, and knowing that you're being guided towards following your alignment very fully, allowing yourself to change the algorithm on how you are tapping into these frequencies and this energy and this God that wants to be birthed inside of you. Changing the algorithm, changing the frequency and the connection, and really connecting to that universal love and finding that universal love and being able to show that authenticity inside of yourself and to really showcase it in a way that's raw, that's intense, that allows you to follow the example of God. And when you're doing this, you allow yourself to always show up to your life as if you're meant to be there, but also developing the sense of like following that intuition and that whisper of spirit and that voice that allows you to know where you need to go and where you need to place your energy. And also I wanted to talk about really honoring your free will and that you have choices and decisions, and that you can make everything so amazingly complex with simplicity, and just taking the focus off of yourself and doing something that is so far and vast and greater than yourself, and learning how to follow the bullseye and to follow the vision and allow the vision to become who you are. When you align to that vision, you will tap into the energies and the source codes and the new DNA and the energy that you're supposed to bring in, which is an absolute energy where you're allowing yourself to balance out the chakras fully, so that you're allowing yourself to balance out the light and the dark aspects, but also just come into balance with your full extent of your energy. So this is where we transcend suppression and anxiety and depression, and learning how to have the energy of fulfillment within ourselves. So when we have the energy of fulfillment, we are having the energy of completion. We're having the energy of acceptance. And then when we have that full acceptance within ourselves, to understand that we have the ability to follow our psychic intuition and to really embody free will. When we have that ability to do that, we have that ability to inspire and to impart wisdom onto this earth plane. Because for so long, the earth has been going about life in a certain way that we need to transcend, and that we need to break loose and to allow people to break the chains that are binding them to certain configurations, to certain energetic bondages. And really embodying your free will is not allowing people, places, or things to dictate your journey and how you go along it and how you prolong it and how you have the energy of progression. Allowing yourself to have the energy of progression is allowing you to have the energy of installing what you need to install within your hard drive, because you realize that you're this software program that's being perfected. It's kind of like your phone having an update, or you're literally the vehicle that drives itself, and that you're able to tap into many different frequencies all at once and channel the energies of those frequencies. So as I was getting these messages and these certain antidotes that I was getting, and sometimes it's just kind of like a phrase that comes in, or a thought, or a sentence, and then I'm able to expand from that and put it in a grounded form. So following your psychic intuition is realizing that you are it. You are the intuition. You are the guidance mechanism. So if you're the guidance mechanism, then that means that you are the free will that you're seeking. And what you're seeking inside of yourself is the creation and the progression and the manifestation of life, that flower of life that tries to impart that wisdom and knowledge whenever it needs to. So bringing forth the wisdom is really bringing forth the alignment, the source of energy, the intensity that you need to have that authority and that truth, and having that sense of wisdom. And that metaphorically and literally and coincidentally, that you can literally just be yourself in every moment, in every circumstance, in every type of configuration. So when you're following your psychic intuition, you're really just following the energy that presents itself. So when someone wants healing, they're wanting to heal unworthiness and have self-healing and have a better embodiment of their emotions and maybe the anxiety to be rid out of themselves. And it's kind of like when you're activating something within somebody, you're activating their heart or their chakras or their psychic intuition so that they can receive even more. When you're wanting to show people how to levitate, you're wanting to show them how to channel their energies, how to really focus on the intention of levitation or manifestation. So everything is psychic intuition. When you think about it, manifestation, explaining a topic, or having a client that just kind of wants to talk to you and they want to bounce stuff off of you because they're wanting to figure out like this certain situation or this relationship or a certain topic, or they just have a question about like rejection or something like that. What you're doing is that you're trying to use that psychic intuition that comes forth, that is channeled through you, that is coming forth and being exemplified and being actualized in that moment, so that they're getting a sense of understanding and truth and wisdom and balance in that moment, which is very amazing that we have the ability to touch on so many different topics like free will, relationships, soul contracts, and so many different things, because we're trying to bring forth the wisdom on how to deal with it, but also the understanding and the lesson and the wisdom and the unity that comes into balance when we're trying to figure out those different configurations of energy. So it just allows you to kind of like, okay, I'm experiencing all of these different things and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to find the resolution. So how can you be the resolve, and how can you not be a part of the problem? So be a part of the solution and not the problem. Don't get into conflict. Don't get into situations that you can't get yourself out of. And don't put yourself in a box or a category, but just allow yourself to explore the psychic intuition itself. I think that's the biggest thing that we should do as light workers, is really just following the intuition as it presents itself, as it's exciting, as the energy gets so interwoven and intermingling with how we think and feel and emote and promote. So it's kind of like just following that psychic intuition and having complete allowance that you have the ability to follow it. That there is nobody trying to teach you. You're really teaching yourself. Yes, you can have teachers. Yes, you can have guidance and psychic appointments. That's what they're made for. But the teacher is inside of yourself. The one that wants to know yourself is you. It's not you, but it's the I am presence wanting to flow through you, wanting to be channeled through you, wanting to clear out all the toxins in the body, so that it can have the good stuff, the riches of life, the truth of the spirit, the wisdom of the spirit, and the tongue of the spirit. Because everything that we do is trying to communicate that psychic intuition that wants to know ourselves. So it's kind of like not taking yourself so seriously. And one of the things that I've stressed to my clients, and when I do my live readings, which I'll be doing tonight, by the way, by 10 p.m. Eastern, and they're only donation-based readings for $20, I try to take the focus off of myself. I take the focus off of myself, and I want to serve something greater than myself. That's the ability to really make a big impact, is if you take the focus off of yourself and serve something greater than yourself. That's true acceptance and being non-biased towards yourself and what you want to bring forth and what you want to channel. And it makes it very surreal and very powerful that you have the ability, kind of like changing a filter on a phone. You know, like when I start one of these lives, they have a series of filters. And sometimes when a filter makes me look kind of like I have shadows or it's kind of dim or something like that, I don't like that because I want to be out in the open. Like when I do one of my lives, I don't want to be in the dark. I want the lights to be on. I want there to be a clear, direct, distinct energy that I want to bring forth. And it's really just finding the energy where you're supposed to be at. Because sometimes you could be doing a group setting or something online, or you could be interacting with people and you don't feel like you're supposed to be there. So if you don't feel like you're supposed to be in that energy, then that's not your energy. So it's kind of finding where your energy lies and where the resonance lies, and also where the encapsulation and the culmination of your energy can shine forth, where your gifts will be more respected and revered and honored. So it's finding out resonance, it's finding out what your message is, what is the song that's beating to the drum of your own heart, right? It's like, I like a lot of rap music, so I know when I'm going to turn on a rap song, I'm going to really like it. Or if I turn on like Matchbox 20, I listen to an album like Where Does the Light Go? I know for a fact that when I put on a Matchbox record, that the music that's going to be presented there, I'm going to enjoy. Or if I put on like Public Enemy or like Eminem or Tupac, I know that I'm going to like those rappers and that kind of music and that aesthetic. Or if I put on the Misfits, I know that I'm going to like that music because that frequency resonates with me. So it's kind of like that. It's just kind of finding out where your energy is supposed to be. So finding out where your energy is supposed to be is finding out your resonance, finding out your free will, and finding out where you're supposed to be energetically. It's like if you don't want to be on the Los Angeles Lakers, then go be on the Denver Nuggets, right? And work out the contract to be on that specific team. It's kind of like I used to play a video game where you could like create your own player and the attributes and the overall and the speed and the layups and things of that nature. Well, if you're a drive-in specialist, you're going to take it to the paint most of the time, and then you'll develop those other skills. But you have to have a specific skill to start out with, and then you expand upon that. Like I used to only do healing energy, but now I do meditations and I do many different things because I feel like I had to expand my palate. It's kind of like I smoke cigars, so if I want a stouter cigar, I'm going to pick something that's a little more tougher and a little more, has a little bit more bite and something to go on. So it's kind of like if you're into mild cigars, then you're going to pick the more Connecticut-based cigar. So it's kind of like with your energy. If you're a healer, then follow that healing and creating your own reality and creating the extension of source energy inside of yourself, so that you have something to go on. Because if you go into an area where you're not well versed, or if it doesn't resonate with you to do that, then don't do that, because then that's not following the creation and the example of who you are. So it's just kind of like the notion of creating my own reality means I'm creating my own extension. I'm creating my own universal love, but I'm also creating that extension of my psychic intuition to really follow where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do. And then I can develop different skill sets if I want to. But kind of focusing on something will allow you to develop the sense of being able to focus on many things. Because if you can't focus on one thing, how are you going to focus on many other things? So it's kind of like if I have to focus on the tree behind me to allow myself to focus on something, the wood of the tree, the color of the tree, the branches of the tree, the squirrels that are on the tree. But the tree itself is going to give me that laser pointed focus because it's going to give me a sense of mindfulness, but it transcends mindfulness because I'm focusing on the aspects of the tree. I'm focusing on how it feels. I'm focusing on how it looks. So if you can focus on that one thing and then you allow yourself to focus on other things like, oh, I got to pay this bill, I got to do that, I got to pay off my credit card. And then that allows you to not get so scatterbrained when you're thinking about things. So it brings it to a much more in-depth perspective. So give yourself perspective. Know that you can change the intention whenever you want, but also being able to use that psychic intuition as becoming a vehicle of source. If you allow yourself to become that vehicle of source, then you are of that extension. So don't be afraid to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but don't make it into a way of toxic seeking, because then you could seek toxically and then you can make it even, not so fun. But make it fun, make it imaginative, and follow that psychic intuition that allows you to make everything fun in your life, because then you're co-creating, and then you're co-creating with many different parallel aspects of yourself, which is something that I've been teaching and something I've been talking about for years and years. The monad, the I am presence, the 12 aspects of yourself that are in different realms, different planes, and different universes that are having the same transcendental experience. And that's what we're really aligning to, is all those aspects and having our chakras aligned to where we're able to develop that sense of psychic reception, and then that sense of psychic atomic energy, to where we're able to just always receive from that vantage point and from that extension of knowing source within ourselves. So it's that constant state of reception and that unity and that oneness inside of ourselves that we're tapping into. So it makes it very interesting. The spiritual awakening is very interesting. And it's a complete paradox to question yourself, because a lot of the things are not resolved, but you can't have everything resolved, because then there wouldn't be any seeking and delving into yourself. But you get better and you get more grounded and centered, to where you wake up in the morning and you meditate and you allow yourself to just find that center and find that vantage point inside of yourself to, okay, I have the ability to think about what I want to think about. I have the ability to pick my thoughts, pick my choices, but also respect my free will, and to not allow attachments and be non-attached, and not allow people, places, and things and illusions to get in the way of that psychic intuition to be understood. And I know you're probably like, what did you say? Sometimes I say things that I don't even understand, and I get these messages sometimes and I don't want to lose them. Because then you could talk about it with your friend, like, oh, I'm going to give this message. And then sometimes it kind of leaves you kind of like a thought, but then somehow it comes back. And sometimes that happens. And I'm like, oh my God, I had this beautiful message. And then I talked about it with my girlfriend, and then I forgot it. And then it left me. And then there's, you can write it down, but sometimes even writing stuff down, it can still get away from you. So it's sometimes best to be spontaneous in the moment, in the excitement of the moment, to just deliver. Just deliver, and knowing that the labor is your love, and just of service, to be of service in a way that allows you to teach, but also do it in a way of wisdom. So that you're not just like talking at people, but you're talking to them, and you're getting to the heart of the matter, which allows you to get to the heart of the matter, but also allows you to pierce the veil of amnesia, so that people are not just like confused with what you say. Even if they're a little bit confused of what you say, then they're able to be like, oh, that resonates. I was thinking about that the other day. Oh, I was actually having this conversation with another person. Like, oh, I was watching this on a movie and he's talking about it. So I try to bring up visions and word pictures and explanations and depictions and descriptions to allow you to kind of get a sense that it's kind of all over the board, but it's not scattered. So there's a difference between just saying a bunch of stuff and kind of just like talking out of your ass, instead of just saying something that's purely of the heart, and getting to the heart of something and getting to the brass tacks about it, and kind of just delivering it and saying it. I know some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? But sometimes I'm like, what did I just say? But it's not the point. It's about the energy of it. It's the energy that's behind what you're saying, or what you're delivering, or what you're doing. So it could be motivational speaking. It could be healing. It could be teaching people how to manifest. If there's a beautiful intention, if there's a loving nature about it, that's letting you know that the energy is aligned, and there's a presence there, and there's an awareness and a love that's coming through you, and having the journey to just overcome what seems like an act of disservice, and then it turns into an act of service. So finding that act of service, and finding that psychic intuition, and that ability to just deliver your heart within that space with the care, with the understanding, and with the unity and the truth to deliver it. And sometimes it's not about saying the most beautiful thing. It's not about getting the words right. But it's not dwelling within right or wrong, but it's just being that free will. Knowing that free will, teaching that free will, and to respect free will is to live it. Whatever I think that you delve into, no matter if it's bringing people from the other side or some people follow the Buddhist scriptures, but whatever you're doing, you got to live it and you got to do it, and you just have to do it from a loving standpoint. I think that's the most beneficial thing, even if the bugs are biting you while you're doing your message, because I'm kind of itching a little bit, but even when the bugs are biting you, that could give you the fuel in the nature to do this. So Mandy Burnbank, do we have intuition? Absolutely. Everybody has intuition. Mosquitoes are the worst. You have the intuition to know that you don't resonate with mosquitoes. I know that's a joke, but we all have intuition. Everybody has intuition because we have to follow reasoning, and we have to develop a sense of understanding with intuition and how to put it in a grounded form to intellectualize it with our words of wisdom. So everybody has intuition, but it's how we implement that intuition within ourselves, but also how we study it and how we become well-versed in it. And it's not always about being well-trained, but it's just seeking about it and meditating upon it and learning that there is no right or wrong way to manifest. There are just negative ways to do it, and there's positive ways to do it. So come from a positive standpoint, but don't do it from a negative standpoint. So it's just kind of discerning the polarity of positive and negative. And I know I'm moving very oddly, but it's just kind of like riding the wave, riding the fluctuations of the energy, and kind of finding that understanding and understanding that we all have intuition to deliver. It just depends. Like some of you can deliver intuition with telepathy. Some of you can deliver intuition by just sitting there and doing healing energy and tapping into energy. But how I deliver intuition is with meditations and healing energy and psychic readings, activations, and Akashic records. But some of you don't have to say anything. Some of you could just say light language and deliver intuition. So it's finding how to deliver our own intuition, fine-tuning that intuition and knowing that it's there. So it gives us a sense of deliberation, a sense of delivering the deliberation of truth and authenticity and grace and honor and dignity, which allows us to know ourselves very fully. It allows us to understand ourselves, but it allows us to understand others and what vantage point that they're at. So I hope that answered your question. I probably said a bunch of stuff, but it's okay. You don't have to remember everything that I say. It's not about remembering everything I say. It's taking what resonates and what doesn't and just throwing it in the trash, because then you're allowing yourself to think for yourself. You're allowing yourself to kind of go with it, but then you're following your own intuition and be like, okay, I like that thing he said, but that other thing, it didn't resonate with me. But that's following your alignment. I mean, you could literally just jump off of the live feed right now and that's fine, because then you're developing your own intuition and you're just not allowing what people say or people's messages or a specific truth to only be your vantage point. That's why I listen to multiple people. Like I could listen to Lee Harris about forgiveness, and then I could listen to Bentinho about empowerment, and then I can listen to Tony Robbins about manifesting wealth and fulfillment. And then you could listen to Abraham Hicks that talks about manifestation and having money and things of that nature. So it's all energy. Everybody is energy. And some people are helping, like Joe Dispenza helps with the physicality of spirituality, the physical side of spirituality. So we all have something to give, and we all have intuition. We all have something to allow ourselves to help and to be of service in a much greater way. So that was my message, but I wanted to do some activations to help with your guys' psychic intuition. And these activations are going to help you, and / healing energy is going to help you with like levitation, psychic insight, Also just tapping into your heart and things of that nature, and also just having a sense of the I am presence. So receive these activations on how you want to receive them, and also just allow. So I've done enough talking. My guide said, you've done enough talking, do some energy work. But also, if you guys want to book private sessions, it's 1 hour for $70, $60 for an hour for healing, activation codes, downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. And tonight, I'm going to be doing reading, sealings, activations at 10 p.m. Eastern, where I will be doing $20 donation-based readings. Donate $20 and you get an in-depth reading of Akashic Records, loved one from the other side, and also healing energy and things of that nature, and readings. So, it is so hot outside, but I'll make it through. So we're going to activate our psychic intuition. We're going to activate the ability to receive psychic intuition. And we're also going to initiate psychic protection as well. So allow yourself to tap into many different light codes that are coming in, and a reprogramming of the DNA, and also coming from the gut instinct, the heart, and the mind, which is the twin heart, and allowing the light and the dark aspects to come together as a beautiful culmination of migration and progression. So we're going to activate the solar plexus, we're going to activate the heart, and then we're going to activate the pineal gland. And then activate the causal chakra so that there is an openness, that there is reception, that there is a power that is able to, for the allowance of acceptance beyond our own personal bias, but also reflecting the free will inside of ourselves. We're going to tap into the Kundalini energy. You're going to feel a quick sense of release and then rejuvenation. And let's just hold space for the entire collective. If you want to have the ability of telepathy, activate that as well. The ability to levitate. And also the ability to be a healer and get a sense of worthiness. We're going to ground deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth and really align that divine feminine inside of ourselves. And we're going to tap into the monad, the I am presence. The 12 aspects of the I am, and activate the energies of the 12th dimension, and have access to the angelic realms as well. The intergalactic councils here, grandmother and the tribal women. Respect your free will. We're going to activate the 90%. We're in vibrational alignment. You're in sync with yourself. You have great thoughts, great belief systems, changing the polarity of positive and negative, and allowing yourself to be a guidance mechanism, and also using the emotional guidance mechanism. And the 10% is allowing you to be humble, to not identify with the ego, but also it keeps you grounded and leveled to where healing and integration and worthiness can shine forth through you. So put everything in a ball of energy that you don't want within your life and send it back to the sun. And just increase the ability to manifest better, to meditate better, and to tap in automatically so that you can have this autonomous knowledge inside of yourself. What that means is channeling from your own source. A beautiful rainbow energy just has come in, and helps you with psychic protection and boundaries and implementing a way to be non-attached, practicing detachment. Activate the vibrations of God, the sensations of God, and allow yourself to accept the God inside of yourself, or the goddess. And allow yourself to accelerate. We're going to activate the ears and the nose and also the throat chakra. And allow yourself to accept your higher self fully. Just say, I accept the higher self's wisdom and grace and dignity. And allow ourselves to take one last deep breath. When I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are. And you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in the human form. And so it is. And that was that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, announcement, you guys can book private sessions 1 hour for $70, $60 for healing activation codes, downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. You can contact me on TikTok, Instagram, whitewolf4741, and YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle, Facebook, Jacob Wolf. Please refer to me as White Wolf. Also, this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing in-depth readings. Just donate $20 for an in-depth reading, Akashic record, healing energy, anything that your heart desires. Okay. So I wanted to really just help you understand that gratitude is the best attitude, free will is a choice, and wealth is a decision. So wealth doesn't always mean money, but it also could mean inner wealth. It could be just inner wealth. It could be just having a rich life right now. It could be just making the decision to live an abundant life. That could be the decision to make today. So I hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all my clients and also the people who receive on those lives where I'm doing those readings and healings and activations. So I want to thank you guys so much. And I want to just let you guys know that I love you. I want to know that I always like giving you guys a shout out, and also just have an awesome life. And also just let me know if you want to book a private session. You guys can email me, but I prefer if you just text me because sometimes when I email people, they don't get back to me. So book a time, date, and day on Eastern time zone. And also it's Eastern time zone for the 10 p.m. Tonight. So I want to thank you all for tuning in and thank you all for receiving. So yeah, I want to thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And this is White Wolf signing off. So it is. And God bless all of you. Thank you.